Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another Coincider live stream. I'm Kevin here, and today we have a very special episode with a special guest. We're going to talk about markets. We're going to talk about whether the bull market is back. Are we back, guys? And we're going to do the usual, and we're going to analyze projects live for y'all that you want to hear about. Because a big question on my mind right now is if the market is starting to recover from the recent correction, then which things should we deploy capital into, right? But first, I want to introduce y'all to Josh, and now you see him. He's a new member of the Coincider team. He's going to help us on the content side, so it's not only my face that you'll see him as well, or actually on this side, him as well. Um, um, you'll start to see him in shorts and maybe some live streams like this as well. And Josh, if you could give a quick introduction, he's a fellow DGen just like you all.
That's right. Hello, everybody. Pleasure. Thank you, Kevin, for introducing me. My name is Josh, aka GPT Josh. Some of you may or may not have seen me on Twitter. However, it's a pleasure to be on the team. I'm so excited to get into this. I'll be sharing a lot of alpha, market analysis, airdrop alpha, and so much more. Thank you, Kevin. Can't wait to get into it.
All right, thank you. And without further ado, let's dive right into the meat of it. And of course, we always want to start with a general view of the market. So let me share my screen real quick. Um, Share screen, this entire window. Okay, so I want to hear your take, Josh. Here's the past 7 days for Bitcoin. What's your feeling? What's your view of the markets, the overall market so far?
Yes, absolutely. So it's been almost 3 weeks now that we've been range bound to this range from high 50s to mid to low 60s. And when this happens, a lot of the time, new retail investors actually get shaken out of the market, right? They get bored. They come into crypto because they see everything is going up. They say, hey, I want to join the fund, but we've been trading sideways for quite some time. Maybe they rotate some of their capital out of crypto, look at other things. And when Bitcoin actually trades in this choppy fashion for this period of time, alts come down, as we've seen. The alts have come down and corrected and quite significantly, and new retail may leave. But us OGs, we know the opportunity that comes with this. How are we supposed to position ourselves for the next leg of the bull run? Because we are still in a bull run. And so that's pretty much what happens when you have these long-term or mid-term choppy markets. So what you want to be doing is looking where to position yourself for the next move.
Exactly. That's why we're gonna do live analysis of projects today. That's why I'm really looking forward to this. Our community always has a lot of great picks that they share with us that I may not have heard of before. But before we get into that, Vinayak says that he sees that you are a fellow Arbitrum enjoyer. So do you have
That's
some
right.
comments about that?
That's right. I love Arbitrum, one of my favorite chains. I've been an OG Arbitrum user from back in the day. I was also blessed to be able to get the airdrop and everything like that. I've been to quite a few conferences where I've been able to interact and vibe with the Arbitrum team themselves. A lot of great crypto users there, a lot of great crypto builders there, and yeah, just a chain I really like. So I thought I'd throw on the Arbitrum shirt for my very first live stream. So shout out to
For
Arbitrum.
sure. Um, Natbat3 watching from the UK. Welcome from. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
And okay, um we haven't done these live streams in a while, so our usual crew isn't potentially watching because I used to do it really often. But anyways, we already have some great ones. Someone wants us to analyze Chi, Banky, Key.
Banky.
This one is, and we will both share our views on all the ones that y'all talk about today. So this one is an avalanche one. Just starting out with the overall price movement. Well, 1 year it looks okay. This has been around since 2021. 62% circulating market
Not
cap
bad.
70 million, fully diluted 100 million. Um, you can see what I'm sharing on my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Banky is liquid staking, lending and borrowing. So basically, all this like money market protocol for Avalanche, essentially. 500 million total value locked, 100,000 users. Okay, since this is a DeFi protocol, I think I want to look at it at DeFi Llama too. DeFi Llama is like a little bit biased, I feel like, but still a really great analytics
Yes, I
platform.
agree.
300 million market cap.
And what's the FTV?
Okay. Treasury amount. It's a non-custodial liquid market protocol built on Avalanche. Development activity. Yeah, I mean, I know I covered this in a video in our Avalanche ecosystem one, but honestly, this is decent. It's just focused on the Avalanche ecosystem, right? So if Avalanche does well, then a rising tide lifts all ships within that ecosystem, in my opinion. But this cycle, a lot of the alt layer one ecosystems besides Solana haven't really been doing much, to be honest. So I don't know if I'm the I don't think this is like a bad project per se, but I wouldn't say I'm like super excited about it for any particular reason either. You know, it just seems like yet another money market protocol in XYZ ecosystem. That's my view.
Yes, I would agree with that view. To be honest, as you said, they are a little bit, niche down to the Avalanche ecosystem, and as you said, as Avalanche does, they do, right? As
Yeah.
Avalanche goes, they go in a bit of a way rather than, being a cross-chain solution. Like you said, not at all a bad project. Another LST. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing different than the other LSTs, other LST ecosystems, but it's worth a look. One thing I like to look at for analytics a lot of the time, even more so than market cap, is unlock schedule, because I saw that only 60 something percent of the total supply was actually in circulation. So I kind of would always like to see these unlock schedules. I take unlock schedules um, at a more critical metric than market cap, because these are the investors with large allocations that got in at very, very small market caps,
Yeah.
and they're the ones who really move the needle as far as sell pressure and so on and so forth. So I like to take a look at the circulating supply and the unlock schedule. Those are probably two of my favorite metrics when we're looking at DeFi tokens. And I believe when you're on DeFi Llama, they had an unlock schedule. If you want to go back to DeFi Llama, there is a section for that. If you scroll up to the right
Unlocks
there,
right here.
yep, there you go. So I like to take a look at that unlock schedule. I believe that really is a key metric for me if I'm going to go into a token.
Okay, where are we today? Okay, we're here.
Yeah.
So this is it's just community incentives going up.
Okay.
Not bad, I guess.
Not bad. Community incentives. I see private seed as well.
But
But
they're
yeah,
staying steady though. Those are
yeah,
all
it's
done.
steady. Yeah.
And
Linear.
honestly, in my opinion, over 60% circulating is not bad. I
It's
mean,
not bad.
there's a lot that's like way less, egregiously less, like 20% or less, which is crazy.
With huge market caps as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's,
So
yeah, that's a
60% is
risk.
not perfect, but hey, I'm not gonna rail on them for being over 50% already circulating. That's good enough
Fair,
for me, in my opinion.
fair to say.
Okay, next one. Have you heard of Caspa before? Let's take a look at Caspa. I know Caspa, it's a proof of work layer one
Correct.
blockchain that everyone loved around, when was it rocketing? It was rocketing earlier this year. Yeah.
Yeah, in
Wow, look at this
2023, you had
look
a
at this
huge run.
chart. Yeah.
Yeah,
2023. Oh yeah, that's 2023 is when it was
yeah.
popping.
It was
2024
back in
didn't really do that
2023.
much. But wow, 2023, when everything else wasn't really rocketing yet, Caspa was doing crazy multiples.
Yes, some of my colleagues were in Caspa early and kept on telling me about it. And it was definitely, I would say, probably one of the biggest winners, if not of the bear market.
Yeah,
They've been on
exactly.
an absolute tear, Caspa, Tau, a few of these different tokens. And yeah, as you said, proof of work. And I know now, again, Caspa team was also at the last conference over in Dubai, and they want to, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, get into almost sort of a BRC 20, like almost like a KRC 20, because
Yeah.
they function similarly. And yeah, this is a very interesting token. I haven't done too much deep analysis into it.
Okay, makes sense. Um, so just on the outset, 82% circulating per coin market cap, fully diluted 3 billion. When I first saw this, um, wait one sec. Can you, Josh, can you go to settings real quick?
Yes.
Audio and click on automatically adjust mic volume. Actually, I just did that for myself because
Yep. It seems to already have been checked. I'm not sure.
okay. Um, because they just asked we do that. Motorbike mic, is it better now? I just toggled the automatically adjust volume. Let me see.
Let me have a look. I can manually adjust it as well.
This I hear it perfectly fine, but hopefully this is fine because I changed my settings.
I'm in
Um,
settings now.
well, he says thank you, so hopefully it works better now, but we'll be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know, please. So back to Caspa. I was wrong about this, I have to say, because people told me about this when it was low in market cap, and I said that its max peak was around 3 billion, and it reached that easily afterwards. I thought this was another Cadena, which only went to 3 billion last bull market. Anyways, this is a layer 1 block DAG. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm not really a fan of DAG architectures for various reasons. Like Nano, IOTA all tried to do that. It's kind of pointless, in my opinion. It doesn't even really work that well. Proof of work, they're really leaning into the proof of work because everything is moving into proof of stake these days. So Caspa being proof of work, a lot of people can mine it. A lot of people did mine it. Maybe your friends mined it too. But then it got too
Yeah,
competitive, and then people couldn't mine it as much as you can imagine.
that's how it goes.
But here's the thing, like, okay, it's a shiny new. It was a shiny new coin. It was proof of work. Great, kind of niche that it carved out for itself. Block DAG tried to be fancy with the tech, but besides that, this is a layer 1, and who is actually building on it? Who's using this? Like, does it even have an ecosystem? I'd I'd be willing to bet no. Like no real ecosystem. It's nothing like Solana, nothing like Ethereum, or even like some of the biggest L2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, whatever. Does Caspa even have stuff? I mean, I'd be shocked if they had like a pop-in ecosystem. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I've
Motorbike
never
Mike
heard of.
says Caspa has a strong sell wall around 0.12, 0.13. Buy price around 0.09. Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You were gonna say?
Yeah, I just haven't seen really, like you said, anything underneath the Caspa ecosystem really pop off or at least come to my attention. But yet, Caspa was able to have this tremendous growth, which is interesting. But as you said, no big ecosystem underneath yet, at least.
Let's see. Caspa's latest blocks have 1 transaction, 3 transactions. What are these transactions though? Transaction ID. Okay, let's see. Let's see Caspa's X or Twitter. Caspa currency. Ghost Dag, Nakamoto consensus. We just hit 100,000 followers. Incoming Binance futures. Wrapped Caspa on Polygon. Okay. See, they don't. None of them is about like a new DApp or a new protocol on Caspa, right? And that's what's important for these layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 blockchains is for projects to launch on them. They're having testnet. Okay. Where's this ecosystem though? I don't see anything that has to do with its ecosystem. So yeah, I mean, props to y'all for calling Caspa right and proving me wrong. But long term, I see this as another. Heck, I'm gonna be proven wrong again by this. I compared it to Cadena back in the day. You see this rocket ship for Cadena, and then now it's like dead. It went to what? It went to a max of almost over 3 billion for Cadena, and now it's dead. Honestly, I see
Wow.
something similar for Caspa. I bet I'm gonna get proven wrong again, but that's honestly what I feel.
It's a big statement.
Okay, let's see. Mike agrees, says exactly. Sold Caspa for Sui. Okay. Let's see. Let's move on to the next one. Usually we want we prioritize requests that include project name, ticker symbol, and a reason to look into it. But for now, because we're still getting back into the groove, we will look at some other ones like Sand. Haven't taken a look at this one in a long time. The Sandbox. So this one, I actually tried to play their games before, but it wasn't that fun. Like you run around the metaverse per se, but there wasn't that much else you can do in it. Play together, create anything on and own virtual land. Enter the metaverse. Have you ever tried this before?
I believe I did one event for another token that was having a little mini game over on Sandbox. I believe this whole metaverse narrative is it was a lot more popular last cycle, of course, and yeah, I never really was able to get into it. I thought about picking up a land back in the day. I would have been buying the top. I never
Yeah.
really looked back at
Good thing you
Sandbox
didn't
after
then.
that. Yeah. It's conceptually very cool, and especially when the metaverse narrative first popped off, it's like, create your own metaverse within their metaverse ecosystem. However, I haven't been so compelled into it.
Yeah, I mean, and here's my take on these kind of metaverse gaming projects. They just have to be more fun. Like that's the end. At the end of the day, they have to be fun and engaging. I played the Sandbox for a bit and got bored. It needs to be have more interesting things to do and more interesting dynamics within it. I would love for I know I'm kind of mixing the two, but like metaverse and crypto gaming, I would love for some crypto games that are truly fun to play that I can like just get addicted to, and they
Yes,
have a great integration with Web3 in some way without forcing it down people's throats. So we have
yes.
yet to see that. Hopefully, some good ones come sooner rather than later. But right now, I'd rather play other games like real games than
I would
the
agree.
Web3 games.
I would agree completely. But the approach that I do like about the Sandbox and other projects with a similar approach is that Sandbox sort of concept where they're letting builders come in and make their own games on top of it. So then
Yeah,
it really is on the builders who use their platform to make really fun and addictive and compelling games. So I do like that approach. I believe it still does have a lot of potential. Just depending
yeah,
on who actually comes there and builds on there. Right now, I won't say it's dead, but you don't hear about it like you used to in the last cycle. And I don't think they're attracting as many builders as they were earlier on. So it's just a matter of strong teams getting onto the Sandbox and making great experiences, and also the Sandbox themselves bolstering their features and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. I believe, is it Pixelmon? They're not on set. Is it Sandbox that they use,
I don't believe so. Let me
or is it
just
their
check.
own? Maybe their
Pixelmon
own thing.
Sandbox. I don't believe they're on Sandbox. No, I don't think
No.
Pixelmon's on Sandbox. Per this, this Sandbox. Yeah, I know a lot of people clowned on the metaverse. Like Decentraland was worth billions, and yet it
Yeah.
had like 10 users or something ridiculously small.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing with Sandbox. Like, I know they did an event with McDonald's a few months ago, or like more like 6 months ago, and you could go in and discover various things. So that's cool. Like a big Web2 company is building their own experiences in the sandbox and whatnot. But that only lasts a little bit. And then after that, those users are not jumping into the sandbox again unless something else happens that gives them a reason to.
Exactly.
So I think that's a bigger point about all these like platforms and infrastructure projects. It's like crypto has too many of these. It's time for some good apps.
Right.
We need some apps on top of it. But anyhow, let's move on to Blender Network. This is not something that comes to top of mind. Let's see, the Blender Network. What the heck is this? Let's look at the price chart real quick. It hit the markets in 2024. Wow, this is recent. Okay, this is recent. 81 million,
Blender.ai.
97% circulating. That is not
Nice.
bad.
Love to see that.
Markets, mostly DEXs and some random centralized exchanges. Let's look at their website. What is Blender Network?
Blender.ai, I believe.
Oh, okay. It's one of these decentralized computing, decentralized GPU networks. You know, like Render Network and GPU and all those other ones.
Yeah.
All I know, okay, so this is not a bad use case, but I saw on Twitter someone saying that a lot of these projects are like scams or grifts in that they actually try to order like NVIDIA GPUs or whatever, like, you know, those computing hardware or resources, and the projects didn't actually deliver. So just make sure that they're actually delivering and they actually have the, why is there a contract? Oh, token contract. Learn more.
I agree. I've actually read up on that.
Is this even
Sorry, go on.
out yet? Join our GPU sharing network and Blender tokens. It's not out yet. Oh, okay. It's not out. They're just doing a token sale. See that? I'm not a fan of token sales that haven't proven anything yet. I know this is like better to get in early than late, but you have no idea if this is actually going to come through or if they're going to have any meaningful marketplace of GPUs. Right? You're just kind of, I mean, if y'all want to bet on this, then all the power to you. But just know that it's a very, very risky bet, and there are other ones doing the same thing that are already live, because you can't even use this yet. They're just in MVP phase. And do we even know who's the team behind this?
Yes, I was gonna say those exact same things. Right? Any new project like this pre-launch who does not have an actual product yet, they don't have their marketplace live. I don't believe, from what you have looked at, you're taking more of a risk, right? You want to look at team, community, tokenomics, sentiment, utility. I would say it's definitely on a trending narrative with Dpin, but it's also a competitive narrative as well. Now with bigger players like Render, Akash, Aether coming out soon, IONet. There's a few different ones. And yeah, same thing. You want to be able to analyze and see if the team is legit, if you know how their tokenomics are going to be, so on and so forth. The community behind them.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking a look here.
Just taking a look at these comments. Like Render, it's a baby Render. I guess you could say that's the case. Well, Render is very like solid and professional, so it has a lot to do to get to Render's level or even close. Pixelmon is built on an immutable ZK EVM on Polygon. Luis, thank you for answering our question.
Appreciate that.
Okay, let's see. Let's go back up. Fala Network. This is one in the Polkadot ecosystem that we once said great things about, but a lot of people say that it's overhyped as well. 100 million circulating, over 70% circulating, 200 million fully diluted. So Fala Network, everyone's leaning into this AI narrative these days. Can't really blame them, but it's just like I don't even really look at it anymore. It's like just a marketing thing for most projects.
Buzzword.
Buzzword, yeah. But this is Dpin. It's to help you, like, how do you this? That's another thing about this project. It's so hard, like being hard to understand and explain to others is not a good thing. If you can't explain to your buddy the thesis or what a project is very quickly, that makes it harder for them to adopt it or check it out or become a community member. You know, like usually for various projects, you can be like, it's a layer one that is like super fast, or that they have a team from Google or whatever, you know? It's a simple thesis. But this one is a lot harder to kind of explain what it's doing. And they're trying to tackle so many different things like distributed computing, AI for Web3, trustless MEV, account abstraction. They're trying to do so many things. They also targeting the Dpin niche. So yeah, that's the thing. I think tech-wise, it's an interesting project, but maybe I'm less excited about it than the last time I looked into it. Yeah, that's all I'll say for that one. Let's move on to this one. Actually, this one may be more interesting. Trestle, the only project bridging Celestia to Ethereum. Very, very low market cap. Really?
Interesting. And
Trestle.
interoperability is one of my favorite narratives in crypto. I'm big on interoperability, and I really like the Cosmos ecosystem. I'm not sure if that's the only project that's bridging from Celestia to Ethereum. I think immediately of Hyperlane, but I guess that's not directly to Ethereum. You can bridge from Celestia to Arbitrum using Hyperlane's use Nexus bridge, one that I use often, and anticipating potential retroactive airdrop for. So let's take a look at Trestle here.
This is very sparse in terms of its information. It's not even giving us data for market cap, circulating supply. Its token price looks like death. But is there better? Is CoinGecko give us better data than that? Because that was really...
Taking a look here too.
According to Go Plus, the contract creator can make changes to the token contract, such as disabling sells, changing fees, maintaining transferring tokens, exercise caution. Wow, interesting. Okay, let's look at their website and Twitter profile. The most seamless Celestia bridge. Trestle's mission is to allow seamless connection between Ethereum and Celestia. Expose himself to Celestia on each chain using wrapped TIA and earn wrapped TIA by holding Trestle. Manage wrapped TIA, bridge, earn wrapped TIA, Trestle chain, their own roll-up chain. Everything needs their own chain these days. It's crazy. I guess it's the app chain thesis that people always talk about. Okay. Trestle protocol, pretty simple. Can you stats? Let's look at the stats. Total supply, burnt supply 1 billion, stake supply, Raptia liquidity. Wow, there's barely any liquidity in here. 30,000. That's tiny. That's their own stats too. This is their own stats. They joined Twitter on January 2024. So it's early. It's very early.
And that's interesting. The wrap TIA price is trading about $1 underneath the real TIA price.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably not a great price discovery in such an early illiquid protocol.
Right.
I mean, this is kind of niche in my opinion. Like Celestia to Ethereum, only focusing on that. I guess I can't hate them for focusing, but it is kind of niche though. So unless they
Definitely.
expand to other stuff, this is kind of like, there's a capped potential and ceiling. Motorbike Mike asks us, you can only pick two to put 10K into: Render, Ondo, Sui, Arrow, XRP, ACH, or XYO. Okay, first of all, what is... I know all of them, but what is Ace except ACH? What is ACH? Alchemy? Alchemy. Why is that part of that list? Or XYO? What is XYO? Keep data where it belongs. Scaled data storage. Verified data trails. You can only pick two. Okay. I would pick Arrow and Ondo. What about you?
I would go Ondo, and I want to say Render because I'm big into the Dpin narrative. I believe Dpin will be huge one day. Maybe if that Render was a Kosh, or I really like Aether as well. They have a bunch of H100 chips, but just for the narrative, I will say Render and Ondo. Ondo because of course RWA, Render because of Dpin, just because of the narratives. I'll choose those two.
Yeah, I like Aerodrome Finance because of base narrative and Ondo because of RWA narrative.
Agreed. I like the Arrow pick as well because I believe base is like it's going to be the new chain of retail, and especially when they come out with their smart wallets, so on and so forth. I like that pick.
Okay, let's move on. Let's see. Let's see what's interesting. Zephyr protocol. That's one I haven't heard of before.
Likewise.
Zephyr protocol. Okay, there's twos, but Zephyr is 18 million, supposedly 100% in circulation, but sometimes this data is not accurate. You can only buy it on these shady exchanges. Mexi is hella shady. I'm sorry. I know people buy like the latest tokens on them, but I would not... I wouldn't be surprised if they rugged straight up one day. Just saying. If you buy stuff, send stuff there, buy stuff, and withdraw, then that's not that bad. But if you're holding stuff on small exchanges like Mexi, Gate.io, etc., I'm not... Okay, they may not be rug pulling, but it's just, the smaller operations, it's just not as safe.
Agreed.
Untraceable over collateralized stablecoin protocol. The private untraceable stablecoin. High reserve ratio. Stablecoin. Understanding JED. Oh, JED is like Cardano's stablecoin, right? And then Zephyr's protocol adaptation. Okay. It's a hybrid of a minimal JED implementation combined with the privacy features of Monero. So is this Cardano ecosystem? JED originated from, Cardano. Over-collateralized crypto-backed stablecoin protocol. And here's Monero's. See, I've said this a lot. I like stablecoins as a niche, but this being like a Cardano stablecoin, a Cardano ecosystem hasn't really been doing that much. And I feel like adding privacy components isn't necessarily going to help it, because ever since the governments around the world started to kind of put the ban hammer down on privacy stuff, the privacy niche has suffered. I'm not saying I like that, but that's just the reality. And so I'm not so sure there's a lot of things to be bullish about a project like Zephyr protocol on a fundamental level. even though it is a small project. So theoretically, it has upside because of that. All right,
Yeah, it
Josh,
really does involve.
have you heard of Quant before? This is like the Chainlink, the biggest Chainlink competitor.
Yes, Quant has been huge. However, I didn't do a deep dive into Quant.
I have been a Quant skeptic after looking into them a bit more. I feel like their team is what's one of those teams? I feel like it's one of those projects where they're big, they raise a lot of money, but they're just pretending and they're just kind of like not really doing anything.
They do have a cult community, I know.
They do, but Chainlink has won. Chainlink has beat Quant in every way possible. So I feel like a lot of them are just cope these days.
Yeah, I mean,
UK
it's really tough
Finance.
to compete with Chainlink. Chainlink, I believe, is kind of in a class of their own with the CCIP and just everything that they have around it. So, exactly, Quant. The only other Chainlink competitor that I'm really into, I would say, is Pyth. On the Solana ecosystem, I like Pyth, but Quant, I haven't done a
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
dive.
So those are competitors in terms of oracles and price feeds, which there's a lot of great projects doing that. But this is more on the enterprise side because Chainlink also has like CCIP for banking clients, and so
Exactly.
and Quant is trying to pretend like they do that too, but then people outed them for like lying, not really lying, but misrepresenting partnerships, and a lot of people quitting on their team, things like that. I don't think Quant is
Interesting.
doing anything. Maybe they'll go up if the bull market returns, but yeah, I think it's like I see it as like EOS potentially, like raised a
Hmm.
lot of funds, had its hype back in the day, but it's kind of just running on fumes, not really doing that much, not no excitement, no real reason
All
to
right.
follow them anymore. That's my thoughts on Quant. Um, yeah, but Francie Dave Alexander's thesis on Quant is RWA and CBDC. Yeah, I mean that's what they say, but are they actually doing anything like real implementations for those? I highly doubt it. Okay, let's get some more. TrueFi. TrueFi. This was an if I'm not mistaken, TrueFi was an RWA one too. Let's see. TrueFi token price looks kind of crap. 78% circulating though, so that's good. 130 million, and you can buy it on Coinbase, Binance, Kraken's very accessible. Let's take a look at TrueFi again. Make the most out of your US. It's making credit. It's a credit protocol. You can lend and borrow. It's a governance token. Is that all TrueFi does? Is that all that True does? I'm not a fan of only governance tokens, as a lot of people know. I hope
Yeah, I
Uni
would agree.
I hope Uni turns the fee switch on and gives a middle finger to the SEC, because if Uni had the fee switch, I would love Uni 10 times more than as a governance token. Uni as a pure governance token is a joke because like their VC backers and the team own like the vast majority of voting power. So like what are we even governing on? Like if you and I or the audience or our community bought True or Uni, there's really no real voice that we have. I don't know if you remember, but like I think it was almost a year ago, there was a big Uni vote that essentially the whales just dominated and swung it in their favor. I maybe remember things wrong, but that's why I don't like only governance tokens.
That's
Like
how it goes a lot of the time.
if it's governance and other stuff, that's fine. But that's my view on only governance tokens. And I don't think there's a really strong demand source besides speculation. Um,
I would agree,
like
because it's not every user that wants to that's actually going to participate in governance, right? And they're looking for more utility from the token itself.
yeah, yeah. I mean, one thing I know someone asked about Dot, and Dot is kind of struggling alongside like AVAX and Cardano and stuff. A lot of the former L1s, the glory days, haven't done that well this cycle. But I will say that I really love Dot for governance because OpenGov is one of the most poppin' governance systems in the whole crypto space. And a lot of like random people around the world are putting the proposals in a permissionless manner and they're voting on them too. And like we got funds once to do a content campaign from the Polkadot Treasury, and that was through their governance feature. So for that, I think governance is a stronger reason, even though DOT is used for gas as well, of course. But my point is, most of the time, the governance functionality is not a reason to hold a token or buy a token.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do like their parachains and stuff that they're doing there. So I believe there's more to it there. Do you mind if we look at, Luis actually mentioned an interesting project. I'm not sure if you've looked at it too. I'm not sure if you want to bring that up. Index Coop is one of his more recent comments.
Okay, let me grab it first. Okay, it's this one, right? Pratik Index
Yeah,
Cooperative.
yeah, it looks like two users put that up. But yes, Index Coop.
Go ahead.
Index Co-op. They spell it like Index Coop, but it's Index Co-op for Index Cooperative. And the reason I really like this ecosystem here, or this project, is because, again, when we're at a bull run, a lot of retail comes in, as you all know. And for the ones who are just looking for a more simplified trading experience and still wants exposure to the hottest narratives, Index Coop has different, pretty much index funds in crypto. There's a crypto index fund. So there's one that's just pretty much just for, let's say, metaverse, one for AI, one for Dpin, one for RWA. And the index cooperative team, which is actually, they're actually on Coinbase, which is a nice thing as well. But the index cooperative team themselves is curating these pretty much bundled portfolios. And I feel like that's something that's very attractive for new retail investors coming in to crypto. And I believe that their market cap, I'm not sure if it's still small. I was buying up around 80
30
cents. Yeah,
mil.
it's done quite well. 30 mil, I believe, is still actually very low for them. Not to shill, but I think Index Coop is a really cool play for retail, right? Because, again, like, let's say connecting your wallets, going to this DApp, going to that DApp, let's say providing liquidity here and there. A lot of new users, that's a daunting task for them. So getting into index cooperatives portfolios is a nice, easy way to have good exposure in crypto.
So I don't know if I'd be that excited about the index token, but I agree with you that these indices, like the DeFi Pulse Index,
Exactly.
I agree that these are great products. Like if you want exposure to DeFi, instead of buying, what does this have? Instead of buying Uniswap Maker, Lido, Aave, Synthetics, Pendle, Rocket Pool, these are good projects. Like if you're
Right.
into the DeFi blue chips, you could buy these individually, or you could buy DPI and get exposure to all of them in one token. So I think these are really gold standard products. Um, and I actually bought some before. And there's even a 2x ETH. So instead of going 2x on leverage, you could just buy this if you want to go 2x on ETH. Large cap index. Yeah, these are great products. One thing I will say, and this has been a while since I tried this out. Um, I think I looked at this more closely almost 2 years ago, so things may have changed. But they don't
Yeah.
really, they make it really hard to make an index yourself. Like it takes a lot of capital. You have to add a lot of liquidity, and I think the gas fees are high. I don't know, something like that. It may have changed, but it looks like it's carefully curated, like you said, by the team, rather than letting anyone create an index, which
Exactly.
maybe is not good for everyone to create random indices, but maybe I have an index like Coincider index that we really like that we can curate, and then people could just buy that instead of buying a lot of random stuff on chain.
Right. Exactly.
Unfortunately, I think you can't easily.
I'm not sure if that's a feature.
Yeah, I don't think you can
I believe
easily
it's all
trace
managed by them.
product and protocol documentation. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, a lot of these are ones we've covered already. Um, let's see. What are some interesting ones? MEXC is kicking you out in June if you're a U.S. citizen. Wow. Wow. After
Not
that
surprised.
makes sense. After KuCoin's founder got, I don't think he was arrested yet, but he got like charged by the Department of Justice with like money laundering, which is a freaking serious charge. That's like prison time. That's like
Yeah.
way more prison time than CZ. So
Wow.
so KuCoin, RIP KuCoin. I mean, they're still fine right now, but things like MEXC, they have a short leash these days.
I would imagine.
No privacy coins will survive US regs. Yeah, that's my. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Gamer coin GHX. It's a Dpin gaming project. Dpin gaming? What the heck? Everyone's inventing like.
Deep in AI, deep in.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's inventing stuff these days.
It's the ultimate buzzword. It's the every cycle, every year there's a new buzzword.
Wow, 2021 and mark. Look, this is the price. And wait, let me scroll this up. This is the price, and this is the market cap. Thank you, inflation, or no thank you, inflation. Rather, I should say. Though now a lot of the circulating supply is in circulation, so that's good. Anyways, let's look
What
at
percentage was that circulating supply right now?
650 out of 808.
Okay.
So
Okay,
not
not
bad,
bad.
not bad.
Not bad at all.
Okay, what is a
Interesting.
gamer coin? What is it? Oh, it's another
I've
one
come
of
across this
those.
before.
Yeah, it's another one of those GPU sharing networks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, not bad. This is a real use case. It's just like, can you actually earn up to 250 a month? What I want to know for this is what are the users' experiences? Like, how much money have they actually made? Are they happy with sharing? Because I have a gaming PC too. So, should I be doing this? Maybe. Do people have good reviews? Okay, let's see. Gamer coin by Gamer Hash. Let's check out their Twitter. Dpin network. It is Dpin. It is Dpin, but it's not really gaming though. I wouldn't call it gaming because it's like, yes, it's using gamers' GPUs, but there's no game around this. Now they have an AI chatbot. Why the heck do they need an AI chatbot? Just stick to what you're doing. GHX. Okay, let me see what people are saying about. Oh crap! I don't have. Let me see what people are saying about GHX. I'm not logged into this. Maybe I can view this on Google Play. Bitcoin rewards. Okay. Ratings and reviews are verified. Okay.
They say they have
Okay.
760,000 users globally.
Star rating. Let's look at 1 star. Okay, this is not a fair 1 star review. Not a fair 1-star review. When you download this app for Windows, it downloads XM rigs, which is adware, and slows down your computer using 51% of your CPU, and the mining doesn't even work. Wait, this is 2021. That's a long time ago. Newest 1-star.
A lot of 1-stars.
This one's complaining about, but what
Are
they're
you
complaining
filtered to
about.
1-star?
Yeah, I'm filtering by 1-stars. What they're complaining about. Oh, this is 2021. Okay. That's not even. Okay. A lot of these 1-star, 2-stars aren't even relevant. So maybe this could work. 80 mil, 100 mil. Uniswap. Okay. Could be interesting. Okay, we're getting close to the hour, but let us take maybe 1 or 2 more. Motorbike Mike says Pith or Pyth, however you pronounce that, has a long-term appeal, but he went heavier into Sui. I have something. One of my upcoming videos on Sui is going to rip it apart for one particular aspect. So maybe Motorbike Mike is not gonna like that video, but we'll see. Audrey, Jupiter is a game changer. I do like Jupiter. The question is if it's still worth it at its current valuation. It's over 1 billion already. Wow, only 13% circulating, 10 billion fully diluted. Why are all these Solana projects like that? Like, come on, put more into the markets. Price is not bad. It's holding decently, I guess. So Jupiter is like the best chain DEX aggregator and whatnot in Solana land. It's an aggregator. You can potentially do perpetual futures as well. What is this? Yeah, it's great. Solana ecosystem is popping. That's why it's such a high market cap already. I think it's a very solid project. I like Jupiter. The question
I
is,
love
how
Jupiter.
much more room to run does it have? Right, that's the ultimate question. I don't know. At these
It's,
levels,
yeah,
maybe a
especially
5x. I don't
yeah,
know.
especially with would you say 13% in circulation? I never like to see that, but especially at a over 1B valuation,
Yeah, I mean,
that's a tough call for me.
I think it
I
can
like
go.
the project.
I think it could go higher in the bull market, but risk reward, like, it's not a steal by any stretch anymore.
Exactly.
You know. Okay. It's on Solana. It's overtaken Uniswap and also provides staking. Wait, can you stake on Jupiter? DCA, limit order, bridge. Where do you stake?
Maybe it's on a separate
Maybe I missed it, but okay.
place. I hadn't seen that.
Because it's making possible to exchange anything to anything with Solana fees. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, this one. Wow, and he wrote a great thesis too. Ryan, thank you for this. Checks, RWA, and blockchain as a service in Singapore are already licensed by 2 regulatory agencies. All-Star Team. I think I have heard about checks before.
I think they're on the Cosmos
Oh,
ecosystem.
Shintai.
Oh, I don't know what that one is. I know checks on Cosmos.
This is the one. It's tokenization. It's a tokenization for like Wall Street, you know, those kind of big businesses that want to tokenize stuff. Yeah, this is definitely what they're talking about. I mean, recently we saw BlackRock invest in Securitize. I don't know if you remember that. Securitize announces 47 million strategic funding round led by BlackRock, May 1st, 2024. So this was a week ago. And Shintai is something similar, regulated by Singapore. Now, why do they need a token? I don't think Securitize has a token. But yeah, narrative-wise, it's 200 million. Okay, so let's see, 200 million. What's another big tokenization platform? It's getting
Interesting. You said BlackRock invested into Chintai?
Securitize. No, in
Securitize.
Securitize.
Got it.
RWA category CoinGecko. What's another big Pendle centrifuge checks? It's not far. Like checks is already close to centrifuge, which is another one. Goldfinch. So if it wants to go up, it has to be the entire RWA category that goes up, because it's already semi close to these other gold standard ones, I would say. Can they all go up? Yes, but it's not going to necessarily outperform these other ones. I'd say they'd have to all go up together, in my opinion.
Good take. The fact that you mentioned BlackRock, I do like actually looking at what they're getting into. BlackRock is entering some projects like sub even 10 mil market cap. Some like Sky Network, not to go on too much of a tangent, but they're bridging decentralized finance with IoT. Introducing the bot concept. There's a few different ones that BlackRock is getting into at like really small valuations, and RWA being one of their favorite narratives. Maybe you've heard of LandX. It's at like a 10.9 mil market cap as well. I like to track BlackRock's investments, especially at these times, using things like Arkham Intelligence and things like CryptoRank.
LandX.
Yeah, LandX.
Is this a real estate
LNDX. One? Yeah, exactly. RWA. And they're basically trying to revolutionize DeFi investments in farming, merging those two worlds. They say they offer unique solutions.
I can't access it from a US IP. I guess that makes sense. Interesting.
That's interesting how you can't access it from a US IP, but BlackRock is accumulating, being a US company. But yeah.
All right. Wait, someone asked, will we see more streams like this in the future? Yes, I want to do some more of these in the future. Maybe not as often as before. Maybe like once a week or once every other week. And would be great to have Josh. As you can tell, he has a lot of knowledge. He's a true researcher and degen, just like you all. We need to chat about this in the future as well. Newly launched mode L2. I heard a lot about that. Play airdrop now. Regain all the love. The new Axie. Apparently, people are still playing Axie. I play Axie every day. Really? I heard it was boring. Like people tried it out back in the heyday.
OG crypto gaming.
I played and loved both Axie Classics and Origins. Now I'm only playing Origins. What is Axie Origins? Axie Origins.
So Axie Origins different from Axie Infinity?
I think it's like their newest game. Like their newest version. Game Origin. Games.
Maybe it's more fun.
Axie Infinity Origins. Axie Classic. Yeah, it's new.
Okay.
Oh, they're using cards. It's like Gods Unchained, I guess. It's like Pokemon. Hey, maybe that'd be fun for some people. Personally, that's not the kind of game I like, but
likewise,
I could see this being fun for people. That's all I ask.
Fun RPG.
All I ask is for them to be fun, like truly fun. And then people will play even during the bear market, even if your token price isn't giving them a lot of money, play for the fun part too.
I agree.
Alrighty, folks. This was wait, let me add. How do I had Josh on here too. There we go. Okay, this was a great live stream. We want to do this more often. Thank you, Josh, for joining us. Like I said, you
Pleasure.
will see him on this channel more. Initially, first in YouTube Shorts, he'll be breaking down and teaching things, like teaching things about tokenomics or about the tech or about narratives or about whatever is useful for y'all, really. He'll be teaching, analyzing, sharing that via YouTube Shorts, and you'll see him on future live streams. So be on the lookout, smash that like button, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Kat.